Welcome to an emergency episode of the Magic Kings podcast with the great big beautiful dads. Magic Mike, I think we've re-entered. Hold on, let me get my hat on. The Conclave.
We had an emergency re-entry to the Conclave. The smoke was prematurely white. We're back in the Conclave.
Yeah, so tomorrow is Lightning Lane Day.
Lightning Lane Day. We are 8 days out. We are 7 days and like 10 hours out from Lightning Lane booking. And ladies and gentlemen, Steve and I have been feverishly texting today, back and forth, trying to align the Magic Mike family with linking accounts, getting everyone on board with who's doing multi-pass, who's doing single pass, who's doing what rides, what days. And ladies and gentlemen, I have drawn up a master spreadsheet, and Steve and I are going to go through that tonight. We're going to make sure we're locked in for tomorrow.
And just to remind people, Mike, before you get there, like, why is this complicated? Like, who's going on the trip? What's the story?
All right, so mixed generations and mixed families, and we've got kids of all ages. We've got grandparents who some want to go on some rides, some want to go on others. I think to make it easy, aside from my 1-year-old, everybody's going to be doing multi-pass. And we have 5 park days, but I think we're just going to do 4 days with multi-pass. Because the way we've structured our 5th day, if you recall, Steve, from earlier conclaves, we kind of left it open-ended in the morning on what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Right? So doesn't really make sense to try to pre-book on our 5th day for a park if not everybody's going to go to the same park, or maybe we do a pool day or Disney Springs or whatever it is in the morning. So I think we're going to just play that day by ear and hop on rides where we can. Maybe do some single passes if we can get them that day or midweek when we kind of decide what we're planning to do that day. So, and the reason it's been tricky is we've got 3 households. We've got 5 people in one household, 6 people in another, 2 people in another. If you go to your profile and you go to your family and friends list, if you have a reservation that has people on it, other family members on it, and our reservations are kind of all set up together, so you can actually see people that you've been linked with or share reservations with. So I was adding everybody today. I've got everybody now added on my family and friend list. And that looks like it allows me on one account to be able to set up the lightning lanes for everybody.
Perfect. And yeah, you have all 12 accounts. And just for everyone out there, like for anyone who has a ticket, so the one who doesn't have an account would be your 1-year-old.
That's right.
Right? Because she's under 3. Everyone else needs a profile. They don't need an account. If you're going multi-gen and you got kids, or you have older people or whoever who not tech savvy, doesn't want to make an account for whatever reason, they don't need an account. They just need a profile. And you got them all linked to you, and you are set up to manage their plans. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you do that friends and family list, you can give permission to somebody in there to be able to manage plans and do it. And Steve, you know this. This is for education
just for the listeners.
Of the listeners.
Yes.
Then one or both sides of the family can make reservations for each other, can set up lightning lanes, can do all that within the Disney app. So that's step 1. We got everybody linked. Step 2 here is we've got some age ranges and some height ranges within the groups. So within my 6, I've got, like I said, a 1-year-old, and then I've got a 4-year-old who's just over 40 inches. So that limits some of the rides that he's going to be able to go on. And one on my sister's side of the family is about the same age as my son, who's just over 40 inches, and they're about the same height too. They're going to be tag team together, and whatever they don't go on, they're just going to, hang out and do whatever. So awesome. We went through internally with the family who wants to go on what rides based on height, and then also who wants to do single passes.
Yeah.
And very important here, Single passes, you've got to pay separately outside of the multi-pass. I've got a list. I've got a list of everybody who's going on single passes, and I've got some surprising entries into some of the single passes, Steve. It'll be interesting to talk through. I think it gave you a little bit of a preview, but
can't wait.
I was surprised there were a few of these with the grandparents who are fired up. Mama awesome. Magic Mike she's rearing to go on Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was blown away. She's like, yeah, I love that ride. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Yep. So
Amazing.
We've got the grandma coming on Cosmic Rewind. She loves it. She's
amazing.
She's gonna tear it up. We've got a couple kids that don't want to go on rides. We've got Big Magic Mike, who's probably not going to do some, but he may do a couple. We'll talk about that. And then we're going to do the 4 multi-pass days. So we've got a little bit to work through here, and we can talk through that. But right off the bat, Steve, reactions. What do you think?
This is what gives me life right here. Plan of the days, planning the lightning lanes. And this is a puzzle, right? This is a challenge. But I think we're in a good spot here. We're in a very good spot. Right, we're getting the spreadsheet up.
We're bringing up the spreadsheet. All right, so for the listeners who can't see this, and we've got names and top secret information on here, so this will not be going out.
That's
Sorry,
right.
Fish and Chips fan. You can message me separately. I know you'll be interested to see here, but what I've done is I've got all of the rides that are open listed out, color-coded by park and by whether they're single or multi-pass.
Unbelievable.
Including ride height. I've got the family members. I've got the counts of people who are doing single pass, Steve. I've got estimates for dollar amounts in here. We're getting scientific here for the listeners. And a little bonus, I am free of charge going to be handing this Excel model off to the best travel agent in the biz, Steve at Just That Magic Travel. So folks, if you want to get one of these custom spreadsheets set up with your ride heights, color-coded, and work with the best travel agent in the biz called Steve at Just That Magic Travel. He'll hook you up.
It's 2 for the price of 1. Exactly. You get me and Magic Mike together.
That's right.
Perfect team. That's right. I love it.
All right, so Steve, let's talk single passes first. Okay, so we know day 1 of the trip is Magic Kingdom. For single passes, we've got 7 Dwarves and we've got Tron. Almost everybody is going to do 7 Dwarves. Aside from Grampy, Big Magic Mike, and the 1-year-old.
Okay.
So next, Tron. We got limitations here on height. The Tron height, obviously, with the ride vehicle, you've got to be 48 inches. So we lost a couple people. We also, Mama Magic Mike doesn't want to do this one. She had a knee replacement a couple years ago. She said she doesn't like kneeling down on the Tron light cycle. So she's a no-go on Tron. Big Magic Mike's a no-go. The little guys are no-goes. So this one is limited to 3 and 3 between the 2 families.
I love it.
Should we just keep going single passes and talk about the multi-pass situation later?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
go to the next park.
Okay, so Epcot, we've got lunch and dinner reservations for meals. Definitely doing the multi-pass for Epcot. And the single pass, as you know, is Cosmic Rewind. Cosmic Rewind, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the surprise of the century is that Mama Magic Mike is all on board with Cosmic Rewind. Now, my wife hates this ride, so she's out. Little guy's out. He's just shy of the 42-inch limit. And I think it might be a little too intense for him anyways.
Yeah.
He's a no-go, no bueno on that one. So Mama Magic Mike is in. You got me and my 2 oldest, and we've got my sister and her 2 oldest. So we've got 7 going on Cosmic Rewind. So now day 3, we're talking Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, here's where we got another surprise of the century. Big Magic Mike is a big Avatar Flight of Passage guy.
Amazing.
I didn't know this. I did not know this.
That's the ride photo I want to see.
Oh my God, I can't wait. He did not ride this on a trip with us, but he did apparently ride it on a separate trip he did with my sister and her family. So they got to witness this. I did not. I'm excited to witness. So little guy's out on this one. My wife also out on this one. Does not like this one.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Again, here we've got 3, the 3 from my side being the 2 olders, and then my sister and her 2 oldest. And then we've got the 2 grandparents going on Flight of Passage.
Now I know, is your brother-in-law not a big
I don't
ride
know.
guy?
See, I'm like, I don't want to judge anybody. You know, some people different strokes for different folks. But I asked because at first I just got numbers. It was 3 for this, 3 for this, and I said, "Who are the 3?" There's a little bit of a delay. Came back with my sister and the 2 oldest, and I said, "Okay, no judgment there." So, yep.
We're gonna have to dig into that.
We'll dig in. We'll
He's
get him.
gonna have
We'll
to
put him
come
on
on
the
the
spot.
podcast.
Yeah, we'll get him on the podcast. We may have to do an in-park episode. Put him on like the, what is it when they ambush people on the street with the interview? We'll ambush them. So we'll see what happens.
Yep, I love it.
Now we're getting to Rise of Resistance. This one, my little guy, he is fired up about Rise of Resistance. He loves Star Wars stuff. He hasn't like really seen the movies all the way through. He's seen some clips, and he has my older kids play with the toys and lightsabers. So he's like real excited. Star Wars, this and Millennium Falcon. He's tall enough to do this time where he hasn't been in the past. So real excited about Rise of Resistance. We're getting everybody on this one, Steve.
Yeah,
we're getting the whole crew on this. Aside from the youngest and my brother-in-law. Again, my brother-in-law. No judgment. Yeah, he doesn't do this one either. So
even this one.
Yeah, so we've got almost both grandparents, big Star Wars people, so they're in on this one.
Okay,
which is great.
You have thought through this so well, and I just want to emphasize it's so important for anyone out there to do exactly this, because you don't have to get multi-pass or single pass for everybody in your party, but it's obviously more relevant with single pass because it's one ride. And so if this person's not going on that one ride, you're literally flushing money down the toilet if you buy a single pass for them. Whereas with multi-pass, even if they're not going on certain rides, they can go on other ones. And so it sort of usually makes sense to get it for everybody. So going through this methodically, it's a process, but it's worth doing for sure.
Yes. So that's the single pass, Steve. You know, obviously we'll just take what we can get for times on those ones because you just kind of got to go with the flow.
And, you get those 7 days ahead, the single passes. You should have kind of your pick. Rise can run out. Some of them can run out, but you should be okay with all of those, I would think, doing it 7 days ahead.
Let's talk multi-pass for a little bit because we had some questions from the family. I tried to explain it. I said, what? You should already know this from listening to the Magic Kings podcast.
Duh.
Obviously, our Lightning Lane episode.
Crystal clear.
Had to give them a little bit of a refresher. But everybody's on board now. So, yeah, we covered pretty much the multi-pass strategy for the discussions that we had. However, what I did want to just kind of like confirm with you is with multi-pass, you can split the family, right? Like, not everybody has to do every ride that you sign up for, right? So, like, obviously, ride height is an issue with some of the little kids here, and then with some of the older generation don't want to go on rides. For example, Space Mountain's a hard no on the 2 younger boys, the baby, and the 2 grandparents, right?
Yep.
So, say everybody else gets a Space Mountain slot. Can they sign up for Barnstormer?
100%.
Okay, and you could potentially kind of like split the group so that those 4 do Barnstormer while the rest of the group does Space Mountain.
100%. And one of my questions was, with the pre-booking, do you want everyone to have the same pre-booked Lightning Lanes every single day?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we discussed this at least for the first 3, aside from the little kids if they can't go on one of the pre-book rides that we've decided on. Then we want to try to get them on something equivalent or near the same time. So that might be a little difficult to do. And if not, they could just get booked with something later on and we can all kind of like regroup. So we're pretty flexible on that, especially with the grandparents. They're not going to go on a ton of the crazy rides. And then the little, they can go with the little kids to It's a Small World or, jump on something that's fast, magic carpets or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be able to play it by ear. The idea with us all doing the multi-pass for the first 4 days is like, hey, let's at least start the day kind of on the same trajectory and at least have some points throughout the day. If like we get one of them that's later in the afternoon, it's like, oh, we're gonna regroup at Peter Pan at 2:00 when we've got our lightning lane. So I think we'll be able to pull off most of them.
So, for sure. No, I think that's right. And so one question I had, just because in our conclave, our original conclave, we talked about the fact that your family, just the 6 of you, are going to do Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Right. And right. What we had talked about was the double rope drop. So rope dropping Peter Pan at early entry, getting over to the other rope if you have time to get to Tiana's. And then hopefully you could get a Jungle Cruise for like a 9:30, 9:30 to 10:30 slot, hit that on the way. And if not that, if we can't get that Jungle Cruise slot, then we just get a Tiana's Lightning Lane.
That's right.
So is everyone locked in on that plan, like the whole group?
That strategy's going to hold. And then when we pop into Crystal Palace, they can go, do some shopping or grab some time on the other side, go to Tomorrowland or something like that, right? So that's going to be a little bit of a time period where we split up. Obviously, we're going to be in Crystal Palace for probably about an hour, right? That's a good hour meal, at least, with the characters rotating and things like that. So, they'll probably go do their own thing, and then we'll reconvene after that.
Awesome. Okay. And then did you settle on tier 2s? Like let's say you want that like 12-1 slot for your next one to reconvene people. Do you know which one you want that to be?
Yeah, I think if we could do, I'm thinking maybe that's like a good time to do like Barnstormer Haunted Mansion, maybe something like that, where maybe even something at like around Peter Pan's, right? Like in the middle behind the castle. So we can kind of make our way back and meet sort of central, no matter where everybody is.
Let me throw this out there.
Okay.
What if that's when your 7 dwarves is? Because that's right in the middle, right?
That would be perfect.
Right?
Yeah, if we could land a 7 dwarves at 11:30, 12 o'clock, get everybody right at the middle, that would be ideal.
All right, let's rock that. That sounds great.
And then Tron, I'll take Tron whenever, wherever. Yeah, I love Tron. That's great.
Yeah, that can be, because you'll be over on that left side. I want to give you some time. If you want to swing back to Haunted Mansion while you're over there, maybe that could be later afternoon, like 3 to 4 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I like to do tomorrow. We can do Tomorrowland in the afternoon after we've spent time on the left side of the park. We're kind of the left side first family.
Yeah, I love it. I wish it was open in early entry.
I know. Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why we've always done, like, let's rope drop Peter Pan and then make our way over there when things open up. Yeah, that side of the park not being early is crazy, but it is what it is.
Hey, someday maybe.
Yeah.
Josh, if you're listening, turn it up.
Yep.
He'll
get it done.
And then just for those tier 2s, because you do want to have all the pre-booked together, are there any must-dos on this list in the tier 2 world that you feel strongly about for everyone?
Yes. So let's do it the opposite way, Steve. Here's some that I wouldn't be upset if we didn't get everybody on in the tier 2. So Mad Tea Party, Magic Carpets, Dumbo, take it or leave it. Those could be, we could figure those out on the fly. I don't think we have to worry about those. And maybe It's a Small World. It's a Small World, we should be able to kind of get on when we see a decent line. So I'm not too worried about those ones. I would say let's try to prioritize Haunted Mansion, Barnstormer.
Great. So what I can do is put Barnstormer near Tron.
Perfect.
And we can put Haunted Mansion after 7 Dwarves. Hopefully that should work. That should be okay. And then if your Tron is in the 3-4-ish range, hopefully you can pick up a Space Mountain for those who want it, around that time.
Yep.
And like the ones you said, none of them are going to be hard to get throughout the day once you're redeemed. And so, it should be like, my return time is in 10 minutes, for this ride. So yeah, I would say the 2 you said, Haunted Mansion and Barnstorm, are perfect choices. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into the Epcot strategy here a little bit. I think we talked about we're going to rope drop Remy's, right?
Yeah, awesome.
So because we're going to rope drop Remy's, and correct me if I'm wrong, is Frozen a tier 1?
Tier 1. Yep.
Okay.
Tier 1. And it'll be that and Test Track.
Okay. I think for tier 1s, we try to. I love Frozen, but I really want to do Test Track. So I think Test Track is the priority tier 1.
Awesome. And that, as you know, that's in the middle of the park. So that can be kind of any time.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll rope drop Remy's. Maybe we can even get a decent Frozen time if it's not too bad, if we're working our way that way. After Remy's,
go right there.
If it's early, you know what I mean? And then work our way down towards Test Track, Mission Space, Spaceship Earth, all that stuff. Those are definitely things that we want to do. Soarin', obviously. Is Soarin' tier 1 as well, or no?
Tier 2.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Big time tier 2.
Soarin' should be a tier 2 priority. For tier 2s, I would say Soarin' and...
If I may recommend.
Yeah.
So in Magic Kingdom and Hollywood, I would say get yourself a turn and burn. With Epcot especially coming in the International Gateway, which we love, but it is a little bit tougher because you're just so far from everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know that a turn and burn is the most needed thing.
Yeah.
What I would say is the only other line that goes up and down a lot in Epcot, in my opinion, is Spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
Mission Space sometimes, but Spaceship Earth to me. Yeah.
I think for tier 2s, we try to get Soarin' and Spaceship Earth.
Sounds good.
And we've prioritized Test Track as the tier 1. And then we also did establish that we're gonna do some park hopping over here. So like we could try to get Frozen another night or just get on when there's like during the fireworks or something when it's not too bad. So I'm not too worried about missing out on Frozen.
And if you guys do truly get from Remy's, you get there, you rope drop, you get right to Frozen, it'll be a line, don't get me wrong, but it might be like a 25-minute kind of deal. If it's like 45, that's too bad. But, it could be. But I think that's a good idea to just kind of bust it on up there to Norway.
Yeah. And like I said, so like we're staying at Beach Club. We're going to be walking distance to International Gateway. I'm going to be in there every night of the week getting fish and chips anyways. So we might as well like try to hit some rides on those. Like I think I'm not going to burn out on day 2 at Epcot trying to get every single ride when I know I'm going to be back for some park hopping, right? So I'm not too concerned about that. I think if we could prioritize Test Track, Soarin', and Spaceship Earth, I think everything else will fall into place throughout the week.
That's perfect. Your reservation that day, your first Epcot day is lunch, right? It's the Via Napoli?
That's right.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of back and forth doing Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, that doesn't scare me. And I like a good boat ride, so maybe I'll hop on the boat across the lagoon there.
Oh, yeah. That's an expert move right there. The friendship boats or whatever they're called.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good. You don't have to walk all the way around. Yeah, so you think later afternoon for your Cosmic and Spaceship Earth, like after lunch?
Yeah, I think that's an afternoon deal. When it's starting to get hot and we can get, we're going to, even with the Lightning Lane, you're going to be in the queue for a little bit in there, so cool down in Cosmic and Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, let's look at, again, maybe that 3 o'clock or so. What do you think, earlier?
That's probably a good time frame. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And then Soarin' and Test Track, hopefully in the morning. Later morning, like after 10 or whatever. Give yourself some time to get on Frozen if you want.
Yeah, if we get around, like if we hoof it and get around the park, the boat goes from the center right up to Germany, which is right next to Italy, right? So like you could do a little straight shot over there. So we'll figure it out.
Hey, the worst places to walk in the world,
That's right. Yeah.
No, I love it.
All right. So, wow, we're only on day 2. This is amazing.
Oh man, I'm loving this. I'm locked in.
Incredible. All right. Day 3, Animal Kingdom. Like there's not a lot. So,
yeah.
I think I'm going to be hard pressed to get everybody to come on Cali River Rapids and get soaked. So, I think we try, obviously we're going to do the Flight of Passage, quite a few light single rides with Flight of Passage. I think we should get a Lightning Lane for the Lion King show.
Sure.
If we can. I feel like that one's probably one that you can get throughout the day. anytime, right?
For sure.
Everest is a tier 1, I assume.
There are no tiers in
there's
Animal
no
Kingdom.
tiers. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yep.
Definitely want to do Navi River Journey. I think everybody's going to be able to do that. So maybe we even just like try to do Navi with if we can get it around the Flight of Passage time, try to get Expedition Everest, and then even safaris. I'm thinking about like what do we rope drop here? I don't even know. Because safari's not open at rope drop, right? And
right.
That's usually my number one ride that I've got to hit at Animal Kingdom. I don't know. What are you thinking, Steve? Give me some advice here. Bust out the Lightning Legend hat. And,
my mind is racing. So there's one option that I would never do, but if I wasn't insane, I would do it, which is you could forego the multi-pass for this day and be okay if you're rope dropping, and remember it's open earlier. Rope drop is 7:30.
Yeah.
So the deal is, so that's one area. If you did that and you rope dropped Navi and then hoofed it over to Safari, you'd be in good shape. And one of the reasons I say that is that not everyone is getting Everest, so that's a tough pre-book.
Yeah.
But if you do want to do the multi-pass, which again I would do, like I do it every day. I don't care. I just do it. Yeah. But remember, it is an 8:00 open. The others are 9, right?
Right.
You don't have to. If you get multi-pass, you do not have to be there for early entry, and you can.
That's a good call.
You can rope drop Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
And then you can get. I mean, you said not Kali, so you can get Navi. You can get Lion King, no problem, and you could get Everest, and just figure it out from there. That's what I would do because we don't rope drop anyway, usually.
Yeah.
So,
Let's do that, because
okay.
like I said, I'm a rope drop guy. We've got the multi-generations. I know Big Magic Mike would be down. He'll be up at 4 a.m. looking for the best coffee in town anyway, so it's maybe just me and him ready to go that day 3 after hoofing it around Epcot. You might be right. You might be onto something here, Steve. So the rope drop, we could do a little bit of a lazy rope drop, if you will.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to do the multi-pass because, why wait in the line if you have to? But I like this strategy because if we can get to Navi and then get up to Kilimanjaro, I think that's a good path. And yeah, like Everest, not everybody's going to do Everest. We might get half the crew on Everest, to be quite honest.
So if you are getting multi-pass, I would say don't bother rope dropping Navi. Just get a multi-pass for that.
Just get a pass. And okay.
We can try to time it with Flight of Passage, and that shouldn't be too hard. And then you said probably not Kali. I think your rope drop. I mean, you could just do Kilimanjaro and just get an early one and just not even worry. You say, get the 9:30 to 10:30 slot and roll into the park whenever you want.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Everybody's going to want to do Kilimanjaro. I love it. I could do it twice, right? Like it's
totally
to me that is my number one at Animal Kingdom, right? So we did that on the rankings show,
right?
So I think we'll go with that strategy. I think we'll probably do a lazy rope drop and then still do the multi and just kind of I'll let you be the guy to that one. You do what feels right, Steve. I
love it.
You know what we want to do.
So what I think is good is Kilimanjaro safaris early, let's go for the 9 a.m., whatever. Lion King right after that, the 10 a.m. show, whatever it is, around there. And then Avatar and Navi a little later. I mean, what do you think? Midday, a little later?
Yeah, I think midday. What I want to do for lunch, and I don't know if everybody will be on the same page, is I want to go over... And this is easy to just get right across Discovery Island to go over by Yak and Yeti, which is right at the the beginning of the Asia part of the park, I guess. Yeah.
I think what you do is you go over midday, late morning, midday, over to your lightning lanes in Pandora.
Yep.
And then mosey your way over. You'll be able to grab Everest and Kali for those who want it once your first ones are redeemed. That won't be hard.
Yep.
Shouldn't be.
Yep.
Hit the Zootopia show, meet a character, whatever, and then if it's a 2:00 return time for those,
Yep.
do that, whatever,
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good game plan. And then we've got an early dinner that night at Sanaa, at the resort, at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Or I think it's at the villas, Animal Kingdom Villas. I keep saying
that one is
Animal Kingdom Lodge, but they're right
it's all the
next to
same.
each other.
Yeah,
it's all
roughly.
Pipes, as George Costanza would say.
It's all
pipes.
Different pipes go to different. I'll call a plumber right now. Shout out to Seinfeld.
Not everyone's gonna get that reference, but those of you who get the "it's all pipes" reference, I say that to my wife all the time. She has no idea what I'm talking about.
Man, if Disney bought Seinfeld, like they bought whatever Castle Rock, whatever that company is, acquire that, Josh. Give us the Seinfeld apartment experience. Can you imagine? That's a villa idea. This is Imagineering. You stay in Jerry's apartment. That's an apartment. Oh, okay.
And
all right.
get, Kenny Rogers Roasters across the way at the red light. Go to Babu Bot's restaurant.
Oh my God, that's a land. You want to talk about?
Hit golf balls into the ocean, Kramer style. You get one of the rides could be, driving Newman's mail truck, throwing the cans out the back.
The Seinfeld reality tour to Mike Kramer.
Yeah, exactly. There's Josh. This is gold. This is Park 5. This is Park 5, Steve. It's
Seinfeld land.
You got the permits. You got the permits in Florida there.
Come on, Josh. This is a layup. Oh my God.
We just turned the Conclave into Imagineering Part 2.
We can't help it. The ice is just flowing from us, Josh.
That's so good. All right. Let's get back on track.
Percolating, Jerry. Percolating. All right. Sorry. Back on track.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Thursday is our Hollywood Studios Day. So this is we already established we've got Topolino's Terrace character breakfast. We're not rope dropping because of that. We will not be able to rope drop. Maybe we'll get there about park open. Okay, so Hollywood Studios, obviously, we definitely want to get on Rise of Resistance. I don't think we need to do a multi-pass for like Star Tours. You could typically get on Star Tours throughout the day. I would say the multi-pass priorities here are going to be Mickey and Minnie's, Millennium Falcon, and if we can get Slinky Dog, like a decent time, I think we try to do Slinky Dog.
So those are the tier ones.
Those are all the tier ones.
Yeah, and Rock and Roller Coaster, which is down.
Which is down, yeah. Let's see.
And I think we discussed this, but maybe not. Do you think Slinky Dog Dash is like 100%? Like that's a must-do?
I think with the crowd that we have, Millennium Falcon's the must-do.
Okay.
To be honest.
So, okay.
And then I would say probably Slinky Dog is number 2.
Okay. So here's what I'll say about Hollywood multi-passes. If you don't pre-book Slinky, you're not going to get it. I mean, maybe not. You run a very big risk of not getting it.
All right. So then you made the decision for me.
Well, it's always something to discuss, though. It's like it could be one of those days where Smuggler's Run is slammed.
Yeah.
Because of X, Y, and Z. And so if that is your absolute must-do, I think that is like one of the easiest tier ones in all of Disney World to get on. Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, when it's not like it just in the general admission line.
Yes,
I agree. So I think I have seen that at 5 minutes so many times.
Yeah,
I've gone on it every time. I think every time I've gone on Smuggler's Run, it's been in the GA line, and I've never waited more than 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So and I kind of like keep an eye on the times, but I don't think we need to pre-book that one. I think we'll be able to find some time. And then the other thing too is like we've got this flex day 5.
Yeah.
We might be able to come back and squeeze in some extra rides here. Yeah, I think Slinky Dog, we just nailed that one down as the tier 1. And then for tier 2s is Toy Story Mania tier 2?
Tier 2, yep.
Okay. Toy Story Mania, definitely want to hit that. what else do we want to do for tier 2s?
So this is what I did on my trip.
Okay.
I think this might work for you.
Let's hear it.
I turn and burn Star Tours. And whatever the earliest time you could do, we would do that.
Yep.
And I knew that I had to get Smuggler's Run right after that.
Yep.
That's what I was getting once I burned it, and it worked for me.
I love that.
Smuggler's Run is definitely gettable. The one ride that leaves... Oh, so Tower of Terror, I don't know where you guys are with that.
I think we'll try... Is Tower of Terror, is that also a tier 1?
It's a tier 2.
Tier 2?
So that's it's a good choice, but then you don't have your turn and burn.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably get an early for one of those, Toy Story or Tower of Terror. You know, you probably could. But
you know what? Let's do the Star Tours turn and burn because you know I love Star Tours, so I'm totally down with that one. That's not even a turn and burn for me. That's like have a great first ride. Let's do Star Tours, and then let's try to get Slinky Slinky we probably won't. I mean, it depends. Like maybe we get that later in the day, but so we can come back to that anytime. But let's get Toy Story Mania, and let's get Slinky as the tier 1.
Awesome.
And then we'll try to get either Smugglers or Tower right after we log into Star Tours.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And you'll be right there at Star Tours. You'll see, Smugglers is only at 20 minutes right now. Boom, I can hit it, and I'll grab Tower Terror. Or you can feel that out.
Yep. And Hollywood's like not huge as just park size, right? Like now that Rock and Roller Coaster is out of commission for a little bit, everything is all kind of on one side of the park.
Yeah.
Aside from Tower of Terror. So we may see some low Tower of Terror times because people don't want to hoof it over down Sunset Boulevard over there. So
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think we go with that plan. Star Tours, Toy Story Mania, Slinky, and then right after we get into Star Tours, we'll see what happens.
And so the one ride that leaves out of the equation is Mickey and Minnie's.
Mickey and Minnie's, yeah.
And that Hollywood's just tough. It's just tough.
Yeah.
So, you can monitor, let's say you get the Toy Story Mania isn't too late and you can grab a Mickey and Minnie's. The nice thing about Mickey and Minnie's, and the reason I say it's the best one to leave out of the plan, is that it's right in the middle.
Right.
So wherever you are in the park, you're not too far. So
right. Yeah, you see that ride time go down, you can just hoof it. And, worst case scenario, we got to wait in a little bit of a line. And if we're not waiting for any of these other rides and I have to wait in one long line, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, that's right. I think Hollywood, it's almost inevitable unless you're doing 2 days, which is a lot to commit to Hollywood, but you're going to wait in a line, even if you nail it. So,
I wouldn't be surprised if we're back here on morning of day 5 to do some more Star Wars stuff because my kids love it. They absolutely love it. I love it. I'm a Star Wars nerd. Right, as you know, Steve. So I could see us doing this, and maybe it's even a smaller group if some of the other group wants to split up and do, maybe they want to do a pool day or whatever. So I think we're going to be just fine.
No, I think this is a very good plan. If you're getting the multi-pass, it's so helpful. For the people who don't get multi-pass and bang this out, kudos to you, but I just can't do it. Not for me. Multi-pass is so helpful.
I agree, and I've said this many times. We were spoiled with the annual passes, right? Because every time I went to the park, I was like, I don't need to do that. I'll get on when I can get on, and then in 2 weeks when we're back here again, I'll prioritize the other stuff. Right. So I was like, now I'm like, I want to do all the things that I remember doing that I did over the course of 3 years going to the parks. Right. But now it's I got to squeeze it into a week. So I'm like, all right, multi-pass is a must. And I'm so fired up.
And your superpower, and you've already said this, but it's going to be that the little ones and the older folks might be ready to tap out at 5 o'clock every day, right?
Yep.
And you and the older boys and whoever else wants to go can say, let's sneak into Epcot and do this. Let's get head on the Skyliner, go to Hollywood at 8 o'clock to do this. So I could see that happening a couple of days. I mean, you're planning to do it on your Animal Kingdom day go to the Magic Kingdom for the extra hour. So
So I mean, we didn't even talk about that. I don't even think we need to really I'm sure we could tap into maybe some multis later in the day, knowing that we're gonna park hop. But I think we just worry about that on the day.
You should do that. I mean, because the park closes at 9:30. It's a weird closing time that day. It closes at 9:30, Magic Kingdom, and then the extra hours starts. So if you get there before 9:30, which I assume you will, you probably get there 8, something.
Yeah.
Book a lightning lane for something you want at 8:30. Get those, fill them all up. And the thing that I always say, I said this after my trip with multi-pass, is that you have 3 slots. No matter what, always have your 3 slots filled. Yeah. Even if you don't think you're going to use that lightning lane, because if the ride goes down, you get
experience credit.
You get an experience credit. That happened to us. There's no downside to having it booked unless the time you miss your time, and then you can't book another lightning lane for that ride.
Right. Yep.
So just it's something to be aware of, that like, I have to modify or cancel this if I'm actually not going to use it, but I want one for later. Fine, but just book those things. So book them for Magic Kingdom and use them. Great. If you don't, fine, whatever. So yeah.
And then day 5, we're just gonna, do what we do. We're just gonna have fun. We're gonna take it easy on day 5.
Amazing.
That'll work out great. I'm really excited.
Man, me too. I can't wait to go. I mean, I can't wait to hear about it.
So fired up. Well, I assumed you would be with us for all of these.
I'm coming.
I should have added. It's not 13. It's 14.
Yeah, I just got to figure out what to tell my family where I am.
Business trip.
They know what my business is. That doesn't work. Do you want to just quickly review, just to make sure?
Yeah.
We got everything that makes sense. This is what I have on my end, okay? I want to make sure this comports with what you're thinking.
Yep.
Day 1, Magic Kingdom. This is the most complicated day. Okay. Plan A, rope drop Peter Pan, go over to the second rope drop, hit Tiana's, and then hopefully get a Jungle Cruise for like a 9:30, and then go to Crystal Palace. If we can't get that Jungle Cruise that early, then just do a Tiana's Tier 1 for the morning if we can. And then 7 Dwarves at around noontime, Haunted Mansion, Barnstormer, midday, early afternoon, and then Tron for a little bit later in the afternoon, 3-4 o'clock. That makes sense?
Yep.
Epcot day 2, we're rope dropping Remy's, so we're getting test track for the morning, let's say 10 a.m., hoping to hit Frozen Ever After right off of Remy's, and then heading right to test track right next to there. Let's go for like a 10 a.m. if it's available. Soarin' after that, let's say 11 or so if we can get it. And then Spaceship Earth and Cosmic, both, let's say around the 3 p.m. mark to make your way up there. Boom.
Yep. Perfect.
Animal Kingdom the next day, we're getting Kilimanjaro for as early as we can. And then we're getting Lion King, probably the 10 a.m. or whatever show. And then Na'vi and Flight of Passage for midday.
Yep.
And then you'll grab the Asia ones, Kali and Everest as needed for the afternoon. Hollywood, we're getting Slinky whenever we can. We're getting Toy Story Mania for hopefully earlier. As early, we can see, hopefully 10, 11. If not, we can get it when we get it. Star Tours to Turn and Burn, probably 9:30, so you give you plenty of time from the reservation.
Yep.
And then a Rise probably after that, let's say the 10:30.
Yep.
Does that sound right to you?
That's perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay.
We're cooking with gas here.
Doesn't this sound like a fantastic trip?
God, I can't.
You must be busting over there.
I'm so excited. I was talking about it all day. I couldn't stop talking about it. I was calling my sister. I went over to my parents' house to talk to them about it and make sure that I had all the logins and everything. It's like, we gotta do this today. Like, you don't have a choice. We're getting it done.
That's right. And for anyone out there, when you book it day by day, and you book the multi and single at once if you want to. You don't have to do it that way. And in fact, if you're not getting singles for everybody, you kind of do have to do it in 2 waves. Yeah. But let's say you're doing the same for everybody on a certain day. You just book one day all at once, pay for it. And so that's the other thing is, like, I know it's multiple families, but like for you to get these things together, you are going to have to, it's going to be one person paying, one card. So I know you know that, but just for everyone out there, that is something to just think through if you're doing these multifamily plans. That if you want it to line up, one person's just going to have to put it on their card and you figure it out from there. So anyway, yeah, that's that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like exhilarating. Like I've never been like skydiving, but this I know what it feels like.
Steve, again, this week is gonna drag on. Can't come fast enough. I've already got the suitcases out. I've got all the stuff lined up. I showed you, and I'll send a picture. I found a vendor on Etsy. I'll have to find it, but maybe we can shout it out on the social medias. I have a charging tower for my Magic Bands. This thing is incredible. It's like a 3D printed charging tower. It's got all of the Magic Bands stacked up. It has like a hub in the back for all the USBs, so it plugs into one USB, charges them all at once. I plugged that thing in the other day, and I had all the green lights going. It was like the batteries in my brain were just recharging. The Disney World batteries. It gave me chills when I saw all those Magic Bands, and then the lights going. It's it can't come fast enough.
You're gonna be wearing those and like using them so soon.
So soon.
There's no better feeling.
It's amazing.
God.
So excited. All right. Well, listeners, if you want that excitement level in your life, there's only one thing you can do. And it's, one, download the Magic Kings podcast, send it to your friends and family. And then number 2, dial up Steve at Just Add Magic Travel, and he will get you locked in with the Lightning Lane legend himself.
This is my favorite activity right here, what we just did. Now we've done 2 episodes. I somehow squeezed 2 episodes out of talking Lightning Lanes for one trip, but I'll take it. Might do a third one. Who knows?
I know. Yeah. Well, no, we did concepts before, and now we locked in the details here.
That's
this
right.
is with high strategy.
And then we got to do the postmortem. How'd we do?
Yeah, we'll definitely do a trip recap. I'm going to be taking notes. Maybe we'll do some surprise food reviews, maybe a little fish and chip review. I told my wife she's going to be an Instagram wife and just have to record me going around the park.
You need so much content. I mean, the content that you can get on this. Now you're a podcaster. You have no choice. Fish and Chips fan is counting on you.
I know. Should we keep the bit going, or should we do the grand reveal here?
What bit?
Okay, all right. Maybe another day. We'll let that
another day. We'll let old Fish and Chips fan live another night.
Yeah, Fish and Chips fan. Ride off into the sunset some other